Hello. So in this example, we are going to look at file input output with Python. So what we'll do first is we will write to a file, so then we'll be able to read from it. And so we will do our comment here. So we will write to a file, and we'll use the with open syntax here. And this way, when we're done with the file, then it'll be automatically closed. We don't have to worry about doing that. So we'll just call this example.txt, and this will just save in the current folder that we're working in. And then there's different modes that we can use. We're going to use W for this one, lowercase w, and then as file. And then we'll give the file a nickname called file, file.write, and then we will say, hello, those who want to learn more about Python. And then we can do a second line if we like to. Hello, Earthlings. And so then what we can do is we can do some sort of, whoops, we're done with that. Cursor on the correct side. So we could do some sort of print statement here saying that the file was written successfully, since we're not necessarily printing out anything here. And so we will run this, and we have our output message here. The file was written successfully. And so then what we'll do is we will read from the file just to make sure that everything's good to go with that. And so very similar when we want to read. So do a comment here, read from the file we just created. So we'll do the same with syntax, and we'll do open, and then we're just going to copy the file name. So that way there's no typos. And this time for the mode, we are going to use R for read as opposed to W for write. And just in case I didn't say it, the write does overwrite the existing file when you do the W like that. And then as file, and then what we can do is we can do contents equal file dot read, and that will give us everything in the file in one string. And so then outside of our with statement there, we'll do a print file contents, and then we'll do another print statement here where we do the contents, and that's just the same variable that we used right there. So let's go ahead and run this and make sure that it works properly. We should see the file contents there from these two lines. And this file does exist currently. It's going to be overwritten when this code is written again, runs again. So there we have our file was written successfully. Here is the text. And since we don't have any new line characters on there, it's putting them on one line. So let's go ahead and fix that by doing this /n at the end of our lines. And then we'll run this again, and we should have a little bit nicer output. So there we go. Now the file content, we have the hello statements are on separate lines. Maybe we want to change this to people of Earth. Hello to all of those who want to learn more about Python. We run this again, and now we have our updated text here. So you get the idea, whatever changes we make here. Let's say that we wanted to append some contents to our file instead of having, overwriting it each time. And so what we can do is we can do another with statement here. So we will append text to an existing file. And I'm just putting it right here in front of the read statement, so we'll be able to read a text that we append. So similar with the with statement, and then open, and I'm going to copy the name of our file along with the comma, and then we're going to open this in A. So that's append as file. And then we'll do file.write. Here is another sentence. And then we'll do a /n there. So it'll have that new line character. So now when we read our file contents, we should have 3 lines instead of just the 2. So let's go ahead and run it. And there you go. There's our new sentence that we added, and that's at the end of the file. If we keep running this, every time we run the code on the line 2 to 4, that code is basically overwriting anything in the file. So if we wanted to append from the start here, we would have A, and then if we run it again, we're going to have much more text in that file. So however many times we run it, it would keep appending all of those lines to it. So you could get quite a bit of content there. If we want to go back and have only the 3 lines, then we'll just change it back to W. And there we go, just the 3 lines. Let's say that we wanted to read the contents out line by line. That's another option that we have. So we'll do one more read statement here. I'm just going to copy this code here for the read, and then I'll go down here, and then for this one, we are going to read from the file we just created line by line. And so this gives us like basically a string of the text. And for this next one, we'll do line by line. So we'll do this code will be the same here on 20, and then we'll do for line in file. And then we'll get rid of that line there. And we'll do print, and we'll do line, and then we'll do the dot strip so that it will take off our new line character that we're adding so that we don't get 2 lines in between each of the text. So strip removes the /n. And then, yeah, so we should have, it should be printed out twice here. So we'll run this again. And then we have our first print statement and then our second one. So you have some options with how you read through the content. So I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for watching.